going on, Jerome's? The red nose remains. I kind of feel like Krusty the Clown. Wait, does he have a red nose? Yeah, obviously does. Anyways, speaking of clowns, Dirty Kirby Joseph and the Lions roll into U.S. Bank Stadium on Sunday. TJ Hockenson, superstar tight end. He's a top 3 tight end. He ain't 3. Obviously looking like the logo. And if Hockenson does return this week against the Lions, I think there's a small chance, but there certainly is a chance. Obviously, it's a revenge game for him, coming over in trade 2 seasons ago. At the trade deadline, Kwesi making some moves, and Hockinson has proven that he's one of the best tight ends in the game. And last season, with Kevin O'Connell and company, he was on pace for a 100-catch and 1,000-yard season, which is a huge milestone for tight ends. But, of course, Dirty Kirby Joseph made sure that that didn't happen. It's really unfortunate, man. But Hockinson returned to practice, getting after things at the tail end of things over in London. Now, a couple of things. Number one, they kick-started his 21-day practice window before the bye week, and you don't get time off because of the bye. So they obviously feel good about it. Plus, he traveled internationally. Plus, he traveled practice over in England on Friday. So he obviously is pretty close, and they feel pretty good about things. And reportedly, he looks pretty damn phenomenal as Hockinson. And the team had a sort of a light walkthrough on Monday. Basically, it's to make sure that everyone's in town. Let's call it what it is. But Hockinson, all during the time he's been on the PUP list, been working on that side field, just trying to get back into the groove of things, and he's looking good. Purple Persuasion, quote, watching Hockinson again on Monday, he looks phenomenal, Darren Duke-Wolfson said on Score North. He adds, if you're asking me how Hockinson looks, to me, he looks ready to go. I just don't know if you're that aggressive. The Vikings only have 52 players on the active roster. Now, they did waive Jalen Redmond, the defensive lineman, the star of the UFL, put him back on the practice squad. So maybe it's to give them flexibility. If Hockinson is ready to rock and roll this week, maybe they want to take a look at how he looks at practice, which is perfectly fine. But is having him back this week a little bit too aggressive? Now, Kevin O'Connell and the training staff respect. They don't put a player back onto the field until he's at 100%. Not near 100%, at 100%. I mean, you look at how they handled Jefferson's hamstring last year, how they handled Brian O'Neill come back from the partially torn Achilles. It's really good. And it's nice because once a player returns, he's at 100%, right? But I know that you're itching to get Hockinson back on the field because I think TJ over the middle, working with Darnold and Jefferson and Addison, I think that all of a sudden you have this top 5 offense. Maybe it rises up. Could potentially be the best offense in the National Football League, and that's not even being hyperbolic. But if he does return for the Lions game, he'd only have 4 true practices, right? You know, one over in London on Friday, 3 this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You know, the walkthrough on Mondays, whatever. But it would be a little bit aggressive, right? And obviously the NFL script writers would love it against the Lions, against Dirty Kirby Joseph, all hands on deck, blah, 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 blah. And even, I mean, if he does return, say he doesn't return Sunday, but he returns next Thursday, and you don't really get true practices before Thursday night games coming off of a Sunday game. So maybe his 21-day window does expire exactly on October 24th against the Rams. It could be a spot where they could activate him to the 53, but still have him be a healthy scratch on Thursday, and then have him return after 10 days, November 3rd against the Colts, which is also the end of the 21-day window for guard Dalton Reisner. So all the options are on the table, and I think it really does come down to how Hockinson looks in practice this week. And I think the Vikings having that open roster spot with the demotion of Redmond, I think that it does give them flexibility. Is like, hey, if Hockinson's good to go, we're ready to rock and roll and unleash him against the Lions. And like we said, if and when he does return, like, he's going to be 100%. I think that he's going to have his normal role, and you know, Kevin O'Connell's not going to be like, all right, well, you play 10% of the snaps, we'll have a special package for you. No. I do think that Hockinson would have some revenge on his mind against the Lions. Like the Hockinson grabbing 2 touchdowns right in Dirty Kirby Joseph's face is going to hit like crack. It's going to be glorious, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. TJ Hockenson looks phenomenal in practice, which is good. It's good news. Yeah. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section. You know what to do. Skol, production value.